Hey Cancer, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 2nd through the 8th. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. We're going to see what's coming up for you all in the week ahead. I'm setting the intention for May 2nd through 8th. However, you might stumble upon this video at another time, and you're going to find it whenever you're meant to hear the messages. Especially since we have the new moon, the eclipsed new moon happening on April 30th, or that happened on April 30th. Therefore, that energy is going to be around us for a while, the next 6 months even. So the messages that are in this week's forecast might linger or might be coming up at different points for some of you over the next 6 months. They may be like a reoccurring theme or a new chapter, especially since Cancer, keep in mind, you guys and the moon, you're like this, right? You guys are really, really, really affected by that moon energy. So we're going to see what's coming up here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like we need one more shuffle here. All right, and let's get right on into it. I do feel some of you Cancers are coming out of past life religious oaths that you took. So I feel some of you in past lives had taken like vows of poverty or vows of celibacy, or you have maybe pledged your soul to some lower deities or some darker forces, and I feel like there's a lot of breaking out of this. I know that's a very deep message and it's not going to be for every single one of you, but if it resonates, then you know. But I do feel that there's something here for a lot of Cancers where you had pled allegiance or devotion spiritually on a soul level in like all directions of time for all eternity, and you in this life and in your current ascension are cutting those ties or breaking out of those contracts. Now we're going to move you a little bit closer and we're going to see what your cards have to say, but that was something that was coming in intuitively that I wanted to share with you all. So the first card that's coming up here for Cancer is the Hanged Man, and this is a major arcana card. So even though we're setting the intention for, 7 days, as I said, these are energies that are going to be around for a while. The major arcana cards come up when we're coming into a new chapter. We're coming into a defining moment. A lot of people are disappointed when they see the Hanged Man because they think it means nothing's going to happen or there's nothing happening. What they forget to remember is this is a major arcana card. And the major arcana cards come up when the situation we're dealing with is directly connected to what we came here to learn, how we came here to grow, what we came here to accomplish, what we came here to master. So they're designated little pit stops along the way. This is what's supposed to be happening right now. We have a lot of wiggle room. We have a lot of free room in our life. We have a lot that we can create through our own free will. But there are certain things that we're scheduled to experience. And that's what the major arcana cards are. They're like, oh, you're scheduled to experience this. So the Hanged Man comes up when Spirit kind of puts us on a cosmic timeout, not to punish us, not because you've been naughty or anything like that, but because there's something about your current situation you're failing to see. And Spirit is trying to help you see it. Spirit is trying to help you see what you've been missing. And a lot of the times I see this card come up when we're trying to manifest things that are not going to bring us joy, that are not going to bring us happiness. And so a lot of you are on the verge of manifesting something right now that when it comes into your life, you're going to be very sadly disappointed because either you've outgrown it or you are manifesting something you've been conditioned or programmed to manifest. It's not the true desire of your heart, or you're manifesting something that you thought was going to bring you something, but it's not, right? Like people who say, oh, I want to be famous because then I'm going to have so much money and people are going to love me and I'm never going to be alone. Meanwhile, we see famous people have the most messed up lives, right? They feel nothing but alone. They don't know who's there for them, who's using them. We see famous people and celebrities go broke all the time. It's not like an automatic perfect life situation. And so we think that something's going to bring us something, but it's not. So spirit is giving us some time to double check our order, to you know, cross our T's and dot our I's, so to speak, double check our order, because a lot of the things we're calling in is not going to bring us happiness. And it's kind of like, oh, do you really want that though? Do you really want that though? It's not because your angels are trying to keep you away from happiness. It's because they know what you're asking for isn't going to make you happy, or it's not going to be what you thought it was. So you can pray, you can meditate, you can ask to understand better what it is that you're not seeing, and know that you're coming into a time of awakening, of seeing the truth of a situation. I also feel for some of you, you've been dealing with a false teacher. Okay, something similar came up for Virgo. So I'm wondering if any of you have a Virgo placement, or if you've been dealing with a Virgo who maybe you're seeing as a mentor or as a teacher. But I feel Cancer, some of you are dealing with a teacher that you're beginning to see this person in a different light. And it's like I'm getting a feeling or a sense like there's a mask, and the mask isn't slipping. They're staying consistent, but I feel like the mask is cracking. Like the mask is cracking, and you're beginning to see through those cracks. You're like, oh, holy moly. Like, this person's not who they're appearing to be. And this person isn't, walking the walk of their talk. You might be seeing hypocrisy. You might be feeling like they're giving you contradictory information. You may feel like they've been presenting you with ideas that you thought were truth and that you thought were really like high vibe, enlightened teachings. And now you're beginning to see, wait a minute now, this person is using philosophy and scripture to get me to do their bidding, or to get me to do what they want me to do. They're using it for their own selfish motive or their own selfish gain. And so I feel a lot of you are seeing a teacher or a mentor in a different light, and you're seeing the truth of the situation. Like Spirit is showing me, like in The Wizard of Oz, when they see behind the curtain and they're like, whoa, you're not a powerful wizard. I feel like it's that kind of experience for some of you. This could be within a religious organization. For some of you, this could even be maybe the older people in your family that growing up you thought they could do no wrong, or you thought they were so wise. But you may be seeing some things here that you're like, wait a minute now, this isn't adding up. Like this doesn't sound right, or this person is using me to their advantage, or they're having me do the things that are benefiting them through teaching me or convincing me that this is the best way. So I do feel some of you are seeing through somebody. The next card that's coming up here is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is coming into the universal flow, right? It's the give and take. It's the flow of energy. And so it doesn't surprise me that you would have the Hanged Man coming up, because Six of Pentacles is telling us that you're coming into a time of receiving. You're coming into a time of things flowing to you more effortlessly. So, of course, Spirit's going to say, look, it's about to come in. It's all coming through the pipeline right now. Are you sure this is what you want? Last chance to double check here. Things are going to be coming in very quickly. Now, Six of Pentacles can also be the ideal financial situation in which debts are paid off. You have money saved and put away for the future. Money continues to come in. You continue to put money away for the future, but you also have enough money to pay your bills and your expenses, and to treat yourself, to buy yourself things, or to do things you want to do. And you still have plenty of money to be generous and to help others when you feel moved to do so. So it's like an ideal financial situation. And this is something that some of you are manifesting. This can also be the exchange of energy. Okay, the exchange of energy. This can also be miracles coming in for you, financial problems being resolved, assistance coming in an unexpected way, kindness coming in an unexpected way for some of you as well. Those of you who maybe are dealing with a financial situation, there could be help or kindness coming in for you, and somebody kind of stepping in and helping you with a financial problem or a financial situation. The next card that's coming up here for Cancer is the Eight of Wands. And both the Eight of Wands and the Six of Pentacles gives us that sense of flow, of movement, right? You're getting unstuck. The Eight of Wands can also indicate good news coming in. Some of you could be receiving good news this week. This could also be a sense of travel, okay? A sense of travel and a sense of movement, connecting with things that you're passionate about for some of you. As I'm looking at the Eight of Wands, I do get the feeling or the sense that this is news that you didn't see coming or you didn't think was going to happen. For some of you, you may have gotten word that you weren't approved for something, or you asked somebody for help and they told you no, or you applied for a job and they said, oh no, sorry, we're not going to hire you at this time, or we're going with somebody else. Some of you may have already heard no on something that you were hoping for. I feel like this very thing for some of you is coming back around and saying, hey, guess what? We made a mistake, right? You're not, going to be rejected. We're going to go ahead and we're going to approve your request, or we would like you to come work for us if you're still looking for a job, or, hey, I know I said I couldn't help you, but circumstances changed, and if you still need help, then I'm willing to help you, or you can come stay with me, or whatever it might be. I feel like some of you already heard no about the situation, and now this week, somebody's coming back and saying, well, look, there's been a change, and it's gonna, like, they're coming through after all. For some of you, I feel like this no happened quite some time ago. I feel like you heard the no back in February. So we're talking a few months going by, and now they're coming in and they're saying, hey, things have changed. I'd like to step up. I'd like to make you this offer, or I'd like to help you. Anything else here about the Eight of Wands? I do feel that the Eight of Wands also is that some of you might be making decisions to get away from a very toxic situation. Okay? I feel like there's a lot of anger and a lot of toxic energy around it. And I feel like for some of you, this could be a very toxic work environment. Maybe you're living with someone and you feel like they're becoming more and more agitated, and you might feel like, I don't know, this person doesn't seem safe, or they seem like they might not be very stable. With this Eight of Wands, I feel like some of you may be planning a trip or some kind of a break, and you're taking this break or you're going on this trip, and then you're not coming back. You're just staying where you went. So maybe you're like taking a vacation time off work. You're taking vacation time off work. You're going to your, maybe you might go somewhere. Maybe you might travel, but you might take that time to rest and get your life organized and update your resume, and you might start just taking that time to apply for work and try to set up some interviews in that time, during that vacation time. And then before you know it, before that 2 weeks is up or whatever, or that 1 week is up or whatever, you are calling your job and saying you're not coming back, or you're going and you're visiting someone. You're getting away from a toxic living situation, and then once you're there, you're saying you're not coming back, right? Sometimes that's the best way to deal with a toxic situation. And I feel some of you are in like a not so great living situation, because spirit has a way of showing me certain people or certain situations when I'm doing a reading to say, hey, Amethyst, listen, this is what's happening here. This is what's happening with this person, and this is what they need to know. So when I share these little anecdotes with you guys, or these stories with you guys, it's not to get off topic. It's because some of you are in a very similar situation, and Spirit is reminding me of back when I was younger and I was married to a dangerous guy, an abusive guy, and the abuse was like escalating, and it got to a point where I got really scared. I'm like, is he actually gonna kill me? Like, would he really kill me? Like, I didn't. It was just getting really scary. So at that time, I was still very young. I was in my early 20s. I was just like, look, my aunt's really sick, and she was. I gotta go see her. I don't know how long she has. I'm just gonna go see my aunt, and then I'll come back. And that's what I told him. But what I ended up doing is I packed up as much of my stuff as I could and those postage flat rate boxes, and I mailed them to myself from Florida to California. And I got my plane ticket, and I took as much as I could in my suitcases. And I went back home to family, and I didn't go back. And when I told him, I'm not coming back, he's like, well, then you did that on purpose. You knew you weren't coming back. You should have told me you weren't coming back. And I said, okay, well, what would you have done if I told you I'm not coming back? And he goes, oh, there's no chance in hell you would have made it to the door. I would have knocked your ass out. You would have been laid up on the floor. I would have killed you. Well, then maybe that's why I didn't tell you, right? So sometimes we don't need to be super upfront. Sometimes we don't need to tell everybody everything. And I know sometimes we want to stand up to people. We want to stand up to people, and we want to let them know that we have them figured out, and we're not going to let them do this to us anymore. And, this is the last time they've mistreated us, or we want to tell them off, and we want to stand up for ourselves. I understand that completely. But sometimes you need to get some physical distance between you and that person before you can say those things. Sometimes you got to get yourself in a safe situation. You have to get away from it, and then you can say whatever you need to say. So for some of you who are in a toxic or unstable or unhealthy situation, you're going to have to distance yourself from the situation before you say anything about it. I'm also hearing occupational hazard. I heard occupational hazard 3 times. So some of you, this toxic work environment may not be toxic in terms of behavior or people's energy. It could be toxic like physically. Some of you might be in a work environment that they're not taking the right precautions to make sure you guys are safe, or to make sure you guys are healthy, those of you working there. And so you may be taking time off to get yourself set up to go somewhere else, to find income and employment somewhere else for the sake of your safety. So if you feel like your work situation is causing you to have certain physical issues, don't dismiss it. Don't just go, oh, well, it's okay, or you know what, like, it can't be that bad. I'm sure that they wouldn't allow it to happen if it was really that dangerous. Don't give companies the benefit of the doubt like that. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do what's improving their profit. They're going to do what's lining their pockets. They're not going to be sitting there worrying about, oh gosh, I hope my employees are happy. Oh gosh, I hope my employees are safe, right? All of the safety things that are in place because something happened, somebody got hurt, they got sued, and they were forced to do it to cover their behinds. So if you feel like you're in an environment where it's toxic, or you're getting sick, or it's messing with your health, don't dismiss it. Don't gaslight yourself. Don't trust that, oh, well, I'm sure they know what they're doing. Okay? So some of you pay attention. You might be dealing with some occupational hazards. The next card that's coming up here for Cancer is the Five of Pentacles. So you may indeed be leaving a situation. Okay, Five of Pentacles can come up when we're going out on our own, right? Going out on our own or going into uncharted territory. Five of Pentacles can also come up at a time when we may feel like we don't have as much as we would like to have financially, like we're having to be cautious with our money, or we're making some transitions. Maybe you're making a career change, or you're trying to get a business off the ground, and it might require for you to make certain financial sacrifices, or be more cautious with your spending, or be more cautious with your money. And you might feel kind of sad about that. You might feel kind of down about that. But the beautiful thing that happens, and I was just talking about Wizard of Oz with the wizard seeing through this false wizard. Five of Pentacles I sometimes refer to as my Wizard of Oz card, because Dorothy was lost and she was trying to find her way. And it wasn't a great time for her in her life, right? It was a scary time. It was an uncertain time. She didn't really have much she could offer anybody or anything. And in that process of searching, of trying to find her way, she found Soul Family, right? They all came in and they took care of each other. They had each other's back and they helped each other, and they made it through this journey together. So the Five of Pentacles, it can be an uncertain time in our life and a challenging time in our life, but it's also the time that we discover the true blue people, the people who are in our life for the right reasons, and people who are loyal. This could even sometimes indicate a loyal lover. I don't know if you're aware of this, but tarot cards have keywords. And so a lot of the times, if you try to learn tarot, whatever tarot book you get, it's going to give you keywords for the cards. Some tarot cards actually have the keywords on them. And so some tarot decks will have the phrase loyal lover as keywords for the Five of Pentacles, because this is someone who has your back in the difficult times, in the hard times, in the challenges. Not because they're looking at you to get clout out of you, or to get exposure out of being around you, or for what you're going to do for them financially, but because they truly have your back and they're with you on this journey. Some of you Cancers are making some financial sacrifices right now. You might feel like you're in that struggle life. You're having those struggle meals. You may be feeling like it's not the easiest or best time for you financially. But the Five of Pentacles lets us know that these are the days that someday, very soon, you're going to be very proud. And you're going to look back on these days with a sense of like fondness, or like, oh, this is kind of like a cute memory here. This is like a cute memory here, in that, I remember the days when I was, going through the couch cushions looking for change, or putting a dollar in my gas tank and the gas prices were crazy high. Like, you see how far you've come up, and that you made it through those times, and you can make it through anything. You see how resilient you are. You see how creative you are. You see what a problem solver you are. Okay? So someday you're going to look back on those days and you're going to be like, wow, I've come so far. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. And don't forget, the love readings for May are linked in the description of the video. And don't forget to check out the daily messages I've been posting. Thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the dailies, Cancer. Take care, my dears.